we're off already because we forgot to take a video earlier. We are just starting our just a 2-day canoe trip. We're starting in Big White Shell Lake. We're gonna go through Crowduck Lake and then hopefully make it past Crowduck Falls and then camp at the southern point of Eagle Nest Lake. If we do that, it should be 30 kilometers each way, so a 60-kilometer trip over there this 2-day weekend. We'll see how far we actually get. There's a lot of campsites in between here and there, so we'll keep you posted. So we just reached our first portage of the day at the end of Big White Shell Lake. It took us a little bit to find it. There's not like a giant white sign like we were expecting, but there were like 2 other boats docked here, so it was kind of gave it away a little bit. But
just finished getting everything tied into the canoe, so we throw our backpacks on and then basically put the canoe on our backpacks, and then hopefully it's not too uncomfortable while we walk up this giant hill.
yeah, the last person, or we talked to someone who done it, and they said it was very steep. So we'll see how it goes. made it to Crowduck Falls. It was a lot better than I was expecting. Got some fishing in. Connor caught a fish. And now we're just kind of winding down the day.
Probably the highlight of the day for me was catching the fish earlier at Crowduck Falls. Unfortunately, the rod snapped in half as I tried to get it out, so probably should have just dragged it up on the rock like I did in the end. It was only a $25 Canadian Tire rod though, so it's about what I was expecting to happen eventually. Today ended up being about 30 kilometers to get here. It was 25 to Crowduck Falls, and then instead of going onward, we came back 5K to a closer campsite, so that it's only going to be 20 kilometers out tomorrow.
The wind wasn't our friend today, but it's supposed to be a bitter enemy tomorrow. The winds are supposed to be gusting up a little bit higher than I would like, but we'll see what it actually looks like tomorrow in the morning. We'll get a weather report in the morning to see what it's like throughout the day and take it from there. So day 2, we had a lot of issue with the wind. It ended up being 30-kilometer-hour winds with gusts up to 50-ish. You can see in the video that the waves are starting to get bad, and then further on in that stretch, they got a lot worse than what we were showing. We were concentrating on paddling instead of filming at that point onwards.
There were a couple sections during the day that were about 25-30 minutes long, where we were encountering really strong winds and 3 to 4 foot waves, and it took a lot of effort from the two of us to keep the canoe working in the correct direction and make sure things stayed relatively safe. But we found out that we worked pretty well together in those circumstances, and we also realized that we really wouldn't want to encounter them again because it was fairly unpleasant.
Like Connor was just saying, we made it through the day, but we really don't want to be in that situation again. So we've made a couple guidelines for ourselves about when to call off the trip, or maybe just change what area of the province we're going to go to. So that includes setting limits on the wind speed, and at that point taking a look at the direction and the routes and the size of the lakes, and also keeping into account other things like weather and rain besides the wind.
On top of coming up with some guidelines and becoming more willing to cancel trips in case there's bad conditions, we also need to learn how to and practice doing like canoe recovery and getting in the canoe after it's been flipped over, some different paddling techniques, and we really want to do a whitewater rapids course to learn more about river and fast-moving water safety.
So thanks for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, remember to like, share, and subscribe.